Hi, friends. Welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is JP, and this is Junodrome Tarot. So today, I'm really excited. We have a great reading for you. This is going to be what to expect from 2022. So this is going to be a year prediction reading, just sort of getting an idea of what the energies for the year are going to be for you, because I wanted to give as much detail as I could and do some very different readings for each person. I did 5 readings for this round, so there's 5 different piles for you to choose from. Take a look in a moment. I'm going to show you those piles up close so you can choose the best one. Just choose the pile that is resonating with you the most, the one that really jumps out at you, and that's going to be your reading. You can find down below in the description section of this video a link to your reading. So a huge thanks to all of the new subscribers. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help out. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing 2 free private readings. If you would like a private reading for me, they are available on the website. You can find that information at www.junodrome.com. So now I'm going to show you the piles and just choose the one that you feel called to. Anyway, see you in your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading for what to expect in 2022. This is a year forecast, so we're going to try to get through the energies of the whole year coming up. We're breaking it into thirds, so we've got the first 4 months, the middle 4 months, and the last 4 months. This is the first one of these readings that I've done, so we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to bring this in and kind of see what the energies are going to be for you. This is something that you can, whenever it's finding you in 2022, this is the right time for you. So, if you, depending on when it is that you're finding this reading, if you're catching it at the beginning here when I'm posting, then obviously it's a full year forecast, but maybe you want to listen to it after the year ends to kind of see whether or not it was right or, any of that kind of thing. So keep an open mind. You chose the pile with the cardinal here, which I'm just intuitively feeling like it's like a what do you call it? Like clarion or something? What's coming to my head? Like a call, clarion call. What does that mean? It's like heralding a new time for you or something like that. Like this cardinal is like calling in a new thing, a new moment, a new like I'm just seeing like trumpets, like angel call trumpet thing. I can't describe what's coming into my head. I'm sorry. It's like herald. That's the word. Heralding in a new time for you. So something about this year is like really ushering in this new moment. Like you're being called to action, called to being yourself, called into heralding the moment, something like that. Yeah, wow, that's powerful. So we'll see, obviously, what the cards are saying about this, but the quote on the back says, "Nature always wears the colors of the spirit." So yeah, there's a certain bit of that as well to this. It's like, being spirit's representative, right? You're being called to be all that you are this year. There's something about that coming in here. So we'll leave this card here. With this quote at the bottom here. And so the first, we'll put these here for now. The first 3 months, the first 4 months are being represented by these 3 tarot cards from the Smith-Waite deck. And this is going to be January, February, March, and April. Let's see what the energies of the first beginning part of the month of the year for you will be. We have the King of Cups. Wow. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay. So this is really, really amazing. You're entering the year on a really positive note, which is great. Your year is starting out from the King of Cups. You're being represented as the King of Cups in this reading at the beginning. And so what that means is the kings are like, they're the most in power of whatever suit it is that they're in. So with it being the cups, it's like you have the most control over being in tune with your emotions and bringing about the things that are necessary to make you happy, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're always happy all the time, because none of us can be. That's not really being human, right? But the King of Cups is someone who's aware of his emotions and flows. He's kind of the ultimate flow. He goes with the flow and allows himself to feel whatever he needs to feel in the moment, and he uses that power to bring about a sense of calm and collectedness. And so there's something about that coming in at the beginning of the year. You're really starting out strong in these first 4 months with a sense of self and a sense of collected understanding of your emotions, an emotional balance, right? And we've got balance reflected here as well with this Two of Pentacles, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But with that King of Cups, just to finish up there, it feels like you're starting out with like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy all the time, but it just means that and maybe you will be, I don't know, but it means that you're going to be in this position where even if you're not feeling great, like you know yourself enough to know, like, oh, I'm not feeling so great today, so I'm going to be really easy on myself and do all the things I know how to do to make myself feel better and to be there for myself, in a sense of be really strong for myself, and then I'm going to move into something beautiful, the next day, and then, being totally present with yourself. Like there's a big feeling of that here at the first 4 months, and that's the internal emotional balance. Like you have your emotions set here, and so with that we have the Two of Pentacles, which is saying that these first 4 months are going to be really really big for you in 2022 of balancing out the things in your life. That's going to be really important for you. And with it being in the Pentacles, that talks about the physical. So in order to really stay in this healthy emotional balance with that King of Cups, it's going to be really important for you to make sure that you're balancing your physical life, right? Making sure that you're not completely overextending yourself in certain areas, right? And I'm getting a feeling that you're going to be busy as well, and especially with this Knight of Wands energy, which I'll get to in a minute. There's a certain level of being very busy in the first 4 months in a good way, right? It's like you have a lot of things you want to do, and I feel like you're going to be doing them. But it's like I said, it's all about striking that balance. So the more that you feel called to do things, the more that you feel called to take on certain projects, to work these extra hours if you're being asked to do that, and to try to do this and plan your next that, and all of those things. Like it feels like there's a lot of that kind of dynamic energy. Like you're really starting the year out strong with these inspired actions. And so as those come to you in these first 4 months, make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Make sure that you are taking breaks when you need it, so you're not going to burn out. Make sure that you are pacing yourself, right? Making sure that you understand that certain activities take time, and certain projects are going to take momentum, and sometimes there's a bit of a step back that needs to happen in order to have enough energy to push forward. And so it's all about being totally and completely present with yourself through this, in order to maintain that balance. And then with the Knight of Wands, I feel like there's this incredible energy of inspiration that's coming to you, right? The Knights to me are all about the movement. They're where the energy is moving in the reading. And with it being in the Wands, it's this powerful energy of creativity, of passion, of inspiration, of drive, of doing the things that really light you up in life. And so I feel like there's going to be this like incredible light bulb inspirational energy popping into your life as this year begins. And and you're going to be on a roll with it. You're going to take it and you're going to run with it. And so as you do that, like I said, it's so important for you to maintain this balance. And so this is how your year is starting. It's starting out with this really incredible, powerful, driving energy. And it's possible too that having those inspirations maybe is what's going to help you with this King of Cups feeling of like, because you're feeling inspired again, because you're feeling this momentum, maybe that's what brings about this sense of emotional contentment because you're so happy and thankful to be having these inspirational things coming to you. And so as that happens, as you run with this energy, like I said, just make sure you're grounding yourself, make sure that you're balancing your life, make sure that you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're taking breaks, make sure you're going outside and going for walks or whatever it is for you, reconnecting with nature, right? Remember, nature always wears the colors of spirit, right? So I do feel this like sense of inspiration is huge for you. It's like really feeling interconnected with life and with the universe, and taking that interconnected feeling and using that practically in your physical life and rolling with it. So anyway, that's the first 4 months. We're going to move on now to the middle part of the year. So what do May, June, July, and August, as we leave the winter and the beginning of spring, we move into late spring, early summer, late summer. So what is spring and summer going to bring you? And for this, we have, I'm going to move these up here. Actually, let's move this over here. Hopefully you can see all of these still. We're going to move these all the way down here. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. I know that's not top to bottom. It's bottom to top, but you'll figure it out. This is the middle of the month. So what do the middle 4 months of the year bring you? This is the Herbal Tarot. We have the Death card, and we'll get to that in a second. Don't worry. Death is kind of a scary symbol, I know, in tarot, but it doesn't mean physical death. It almost entirely always means change. It means the transformation of one cycle of life into another. We have the Four of Wands. Okay, wow. Oh, this is really powerful. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. This is very, very, very powerful. So the middle of the year, the middle of 2022, coming into summer, pretty much summer. So this is interesting. Summer to me, it tends to be, especially with the summer solstice, and I'm feeling, yeah, wow, oh, yeah, yeah. This is big into the summer solstice. So the summer solstice tends to be a culmination period, at least for me personally. It tends to be, we have the energy that starts to build after winter into spring, and then it blooms and blossoms into the summer solstice. And then after the summer solstice, we start to have the wind down, and then the months start to go down, and then you have your harvest season in the fall, and then you move into the winter. So it moves, at least for me, as I've noticed for my own personal life, especially if I'm having any kind of projects or I'm building something or I'm creating something. A lot of times in the way that the year cycle works for me, in our solar cycle, which the year is our solar, it's the solar cycle. It's like the energy of creativity. I'm always feeling like I'm building something really powerful and impactful in that January through June, and then June tends to be some sort of culmination. It's where that energy just like explodes into something big, and then from there you start to have a cool down, and you start to, things to, at least for me, that's what happens is energy slows down. I have a regroup, at least in my own personal cycles, and then I start planning for that next year, and then by winter I'm ready to jump into what the new thing is that I'm building. This doesn't necessarily have to be for you, but I'm feeling for you there's this big sense of coming up into the summer solstice, particularly the ramp up into it, the solstice and the transformational moment after. With this Death card and with the Ace of Swords and with the Four of Wands, there's this huge energy of of transforming into a new cycle. And so as you started this year with this powerful inspiration and this drive to create something, I feel like I said, that's the beginning of this year for you, of 2022. The culmination of that, in the middle part of the year, you move into this, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever that you feel inspired on, whatever action you're building and creating. What it does is it creates this powerful transformational moment for you that I do feel is going to culminate around the summer solstice for you. So the summer solstice is on the 21st of June, I think. I think it's going to be a very, very powerful moment for you. So definitely keep that in mind. 2022 solstice, summer solstice for you is going to be very, very powerful, and it's going to bring about this sort of massive change in your life. Something big is going to happen, and this could be, this could be a very physical change, like moving, or starting a new job or something like that. But it could be very much spiritual on the inside. That there's this big catapulting change where you change the way that you see yourself, the way that you see life, and what it leads to. With this Four of Wands, we have a little bit of an understanding of what that internal change is like. Because the Four of Wands is this homecoming card, and especially, we have fairies on the card depicted here. There's this sense of like, and with fennel, which is the licorice flavor, it's like I'm getting this big childhood aspect here. So it's like something from childhood is really gonna come back to you, and something beautiful, right? Something like that childlike wonder of the universe. It's really coming back to you, and something about the summer solstice is bringing about this internal shift where you remember sort of some of the power of your childhood, right? And you remember sort of like that, like childhood is a great period of our lives where we don't know how to pretend to not be ourselves at that point. Like, we are just ourselves. There's nothing, we don't have a filter. We don't have anything blocking us subconsciously from allowing ourselves to just be. And so that's why a lot of times when we reconnect with our childhood self, it's bringing back pieces of ourselves that we've lost, that we didn't even know we didn't have anymore, because, like I said, it's not that those things are gone from us. It's just that we've subconsciously built these mechanisms where we block those things from coming up to the conscious level. And so there's something about the summer solstice for you in 2022 that's going to bring about this powerful unlocking of these aspects of yourself. And with that, we have the Ace of Swords, which to me is this this sense of cutting things out of your life. So it's like you're going to come back into contact with these parts of yourself in 2022 in the solstice, and it's going to bring about a realization and understanding that maybe there are certain things that are present in your life that just don't fit anymore, or they just don't feel like they're an authentic expression of yourself and a reflection of you. And so you might feel like you're ready to move on from certain things, certain activities, certain people, certain places, certain situations, things that just aren't really resonating in your life anymore. Or maybe you'll start to realize that there are certain things that you do, certain patterns that you have, that are coming from a place of maybe internal wounds or internal wounding, and this internal realization and transformation will help you shed those aspects, those patterns, those thoughts, those loops, and come to a clearer understanding of who you are and what you really want, and just who you are without any of that baggage weighing you down. And there's a certain sense of freedom that comes from that. I'm feeling like a liberating moment. There's this sort of liberational aspect involved in this, that comes from really reconnecting to these childhood wonders. And this also can talk about on a not necessarily as such a huge crazy level, on a more visceral level. Like, there's just this summertime celebration vibes, maybe going to the beach and hanging out with friends, and taking the time to slow down and really enjoy the sunshine in the summertime, and assuming you're in the northern hemisphere here. I feel that as well in this. And so, as you, whatever it is that you build in those first 4 months, it's like you start to reap these rewards here in the summer months, and there's a certain level of celebration in the sunshine, kind of an aspect here. Um, so anyway, that's the middle 4 months. What's the final 4 months? This is going to be, what is this? September, October, November, and December, the last 4 months of 2022. How does the year round out for you? What is the ending going to be like? Fall and winter of 2022 for you. And this comes from the, this is the 1JJ Swiss deck. It's from the 70s. One of my favorite decks here. Let's see. We've got the Nine of Cups. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh my gosh, what a great way to end out this year. We've got the Page of Cups. Oh, that's kind of fun too. And we've got the Nine of the Nine of, wait a second. No, this is the, yeah, there is no 11. So it's funny, sorry, because the way that these are written are both different, but they're both nines, right? Because this is the 110, so that makes it 9 of Pentacles, but then we have the 9 of Cups here, but that one is written 5 with 4 ones. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but that's just inconsistent topography on this deck. But that's great too. You have the 9 of Pentacles, which is amazing. Honestly, having these two cards together is great, and then with that Page of Cups, it's beautiful. So you're really ending. Altogether, 2022 seems like a really incredible year for you. Pile number 2022. Pile number 1. You have both the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups can talk about, both of them are kind of pentultimate, so they're not like ultimate of the suit, but they're both these really, really, really wonderful, great expressions of each suit. So the 9 of Cups can talk about this level of satisfaction, of being really comfortable in yourself, of feeling emotionally um, really good about yourself, really good about life. So you're rounding out the year from an emotional perspective of feeling deeply connected to yourself and to the world, and really proud of yourself. So I feel there's a certain sense of accomplishment here. And then with the 9 of Pentacles, this is normally a woman who's depicted as kind of basking in her own private garden. So it's like you've built up everything to the point where now you can relax and you can celebrate yourself, and you have enough. You're in abundance. You don't have lack. You're experiencing this level of abundance physically, and you're comfortable and celebrating the fine things in life, right? And both of these cards are depicted as a solo person. So, this isn't necessarily, I don't see a ton of, obviously, if you have a relationship and a partner already, like that could be one thing. I don't see a ton of romantic messages here, but the way that I do readings in general, I don't really tend to get a lot of romantic messages anyway. I'm just not really necessarily looking for them from the cards. So take that with a grain of salt. This isn't really talking about relationships so much, but there's a certain level of independence that comes from both of these cards. So there's a level of you independently coming to a sense of accomplishment, and a sense of security for yourself, and a sense of contentment with your life. There's a huge level of contentment coming in here. And what's cool about this is you also have the Page of Cups, which is the kind of like the student in the cup suit. So you start out with the king at the culmination, and you end with the student. So it's like there's this level of like, as we're reflecting out for the whole year of 2022, it's like you enter 2022 from a place of confidence, that has culminated from experience, right? The king is a very experienced. So it's like you've taken in a lot of energy from this past year, of former years in your life, where you've gained a level of wisdom and understanding, and you've taken that understanding and you use it and to jumpstart this year for you as it's coming in, and then you end it as a student again, which is a beautiful sort of cyclical understanding. So it's like you've It's like, we're always the student, right? And even when we're a teacher in life, we're also the student in life. And so it's like there's this beautiful cyclical image here. So as you end the year, you end it ready to learn something new. So it's like you take this energy and you catapult and you transform yourself. By the middle of the year, you go through this major transformational moment, and you've taken this energy that you've built, and you have this wonderful sense of contentment and stability at the end of the year. But you also end it on a note where you're ready for something new. You're ready for something different. You're ready to learn something different. You've completed a cycle and you're ready to start a new one, which is really powerful and really beautiful. So overall, I think it looks like a really incredible year for you, pile number one, and very exciting. This reading has been really great. So we're going to end with one oracle card, just to describe your year. So if your year could be bottled down into one word, what would describe your year? It's going to be this oracle card, and you've gotten masculine energy. Okay, interesting. Look at, there's this sun here, which is really the solstice. Something about the summer solstice for you is going to be so powerful. It's a sun, but it's also a sunflower. Um, yeah, so it's like, and sunflowers are the one of the major symbols of summer. And then with the masculine energy, that's all about the energy that does. It's the doer. It's the taking the action, going out and making something happen. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. Every human being does, regardless of your gender. And so with that masculine energy, it's like this year really is about taking action and taking steps and making something happen. There's a lot of that going on for you, but then it's fulcrumed by this midpoint, midsummer for you. The summer solstice is this like really powerful pivot point for you in your life, where you move from this one aspect of where you've been, and you transform and move into something else. There's like this major pivot point for you in this year. So take that, run with it. It seems like it's going to be a very energetic year for you. It feels like there's a lot of accomplishments in 2022 for you. There's a lot of physical actions, of doing, of creating, of moving, of making things happen, of working things out, and then of remembering, of recreating, of reinvigorating, remembering who you've been and transforming your future. And then there's like this beautiful level of um, of celebrating your accomplishments, and basking in a sense of self determination that leads to physical progress. Right? There's a lot of that in this, which is incredible. So yeah, anyway, pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. That was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. It seems like 2022 is going to be powerful for you, so that makes me really happy. If you would like a private reading with me, we can get into details about all this kind of stuff. You can find information on that on my website at www.junodrome.com. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. It really does help. We're getting so close to 1,000. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do some giveaways and some fun things. So that's going to be a fun time. And yeah, thanks again so much for tuning in, and I will catch you later. See ya. Hi, friends. Welcome to this Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is JP, and this is Junodrome Tarot. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here for a while. We're going to be doing today a reading for what to expect from 2020. Sorry, that was a while ago. Sorry. Wow, yeah. What to expect from 2022. It still feels like 2020 is the future. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I'm sure not everybody feels that way, but I guess I do in the back of my mind. So what to expect from 2022. Wow. So this is going to be a year predictions reading. We're going to read the energy for the year, and we're breaking up this reading into 3 sections. So we've got the first 4 months, January, February, March, April. We've got the middle 4 months, May, June, July, August, and then we have the last 4 months, September, October, November, December of 2022. You chose the reading with the cherries. So for you, because the cherries to me remind me of summer, I feel like the summertime of 2022 is going to be particularly noteworthy for whatever reason. So we'll see in section 2 of this reading kind of what to expect from that. But I do get this feeling that summertime is going to be your time this year. This is your year. That's what I'm feeling like. This is your year, and summer is going to be like pew, pow, pow. That's what I'm getting from this. So yeah, we'll see. The back of this card says, "It is the sweet, simple things of life which are the real ones after all," which is a Laura Ingalls Wilder quote. So we're going to put that there while we look at this. Maybe we'll put it over here. Hopefully you can still see that. So it is the sweet, simple things in life which are the real ones after all. So it's like, I do get this feeling that it's sort of, especially with those summertime vibes too, it's like, for whatever reason, 2022 might be, for you in particular, pile number 2, it might be a year where you get back to the basics in a lot of ways, like there might not be any like huge changes or anything going on, although we'll see in the cards what that has to say. But it's definitely like, maybe you'll start paying attention to some of the smaller things that in the past you maybe wouldn't have thought were so important, right? But now, for whatever reason, 2022 is giving you an understanding of the basics. Back to basics is kind of what I'm feeling like for you. It's like you're getting back to an understanding on how the little things in life can be really amazing, and how, you don't really need a lot in order to have an incredible, profound experience in life. Like, you don't have to do a ton of things and achieve a ton of things and go out and do, like, it can be the, understanding the day to day that's so profound, going outside and walking among the trees, like that requires no money or anything except you and your body, and so it's like, I do feel a sense of that. Yeah. And like coming back into your body as well. Like, there is a bit of that feeling for you of really coming back into yourself in those everyday moments, and the profoundness of those everyday moments. So let's take a look at the first 4 months here. We have those with the Smith-Waite deck here. This is going to be January, February, March, April. Kind of what are the energies like? We've got the Queen of Wands. Oh, we've got the Ten of Cups. Wow, this is a really powerful opening of the year for you. And we have the Sun. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is incredible, beautiful energy. Yeah. Okay. So, let me just quick sip of tea. So this year is, it's opening up with this very beautiful, happy energy. So there's a lot of happiness that's open to you. And it's coming from, with the Queen of Wands here, it's coming from your willingness, and see, we've got sunflowers here too, a lot of sunny sunshine energy. So even though, the first opening months of the year are still kind of winter, for whatever reason, there's a lot of sunshine coming in. And remember, like I said, that the summertime is going to be really powerful for you. So I do feel like the sun is big representative of that summertime. So it's almost like, your year is really ramping into that summer energy. It's almost like the whole year is like the summertime, like there's a lot of that energy in this. And it's like, it's really coming from, with this Queen of Wands, it's this idea that like you are totally in your intuitive power. Like, you're following your drives and your inspirations, the things that inspire you in life. You're willing to take the steps to move towards the things that inspire you. And the more that you're willing to do that, the more that you're in this self-fulfillment energy with the Ten of Cups, which is ultimate emotional fulfillment. It's ultimate emotional fulfillment. It's the kind of emotional fulfillment that spills out beyond you and affects all of those around you. You see how they're all, it's this whole family that's happy and having a great time. So it's like, by you fully embracing all that you are, yourself 100%, by being fully in you and not being afraid to be in your authenticity and to move forward from the things that you know you need to do for yourself, the more that you do that, the more you actually inspire all of those around you. So the more that you are fearless in following your own self and embracing your own personal self and authenticity, the more that that the other people around you will be inspired by that, and you create a harmony around you by doing so. A lot of times we feel like we can't be ourselves because of whatever reason, like we don't want to be a burden on other people, or we think that by us going off and following our dreams, sometimes maybe we feel like we have to leave those we love behind in order to do so. But I feel as though it's like the opposite is happening for you. The more that you embrace yourself, the more that energy is being transferred to those that you love too, and they will be inspired to follow themselves as well. And you create this beautiful, harmonious balance in your life, and that's kind of how the beginning of this year is starting. And with the sun here too, it's like that happiness just radiates and transcends out of you, which is so beautiful. Like this is such a wonderful thing to see, because like it just seems like everything in the news and everything is just so horrible all the time. So it's like it just feels like you're not in that energy at all, though. You're in the complete opposite. You're just like totally embracing yourself and all that you need, and that's just reverberating out from you. And I think that's what the world needs. So this is really beautiful. You really are embodying the sun, and the 2022 feels like the year of the sun for you with this sun card especially. So anyway, that's the first 3 months. The first 3 months are you being unafraid to be totally in your own personal authenticity, and you being so happy that you're doing that for yourself, and then that happiness that you're feeling about yourself and about your life totally reverberating out into the world around you, where the world around you is reflecting that back. And it's like this feedback loop I'm feeling for you for the first 4 months. It's like the more that you embrace yourself and embrace love and embrace the sun, the more that energy is reflected in your exterior. And so it's like the internal and the external are really reflecting one another. And the more that you do that, the more that your life will start to feel like that. And the more that people will feel inspired by you, and you will be inspired by those people who feel inspired by you. And it's like this big giant feedback cycle. And it's, yeah, really beautiful. So let's see the second 4 months, which is May, June, July, and August, which, like I was saying, I feel like summertime is going to be profound. So let's see what the cards say. We've got the High Priest. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. Which is the Hierophant in most decks. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have Pan. Interesting. Well, Pan is the devil in most other decks, but I don't feel like I don't read this particular deck, this card, as the devil, because I just don't think that Pan and the devil should be mixed together. I think that that's a stupid move from whoever published this deck, and I refuse to associate those two with one another. That's just personal. So instead, we're not going to look at devil symbolism for this card, although the devil isn't always terrible in the tarot. It's actually it can talk about liberation. And so, we can look at those positive aspects of this, but I don't feel like it's talking about anything like that for you. With it being Pan instead, I tend to look at it more as this, Pan is a forest deity, right? And, with the summer and the sunshine, like it's all about that. I do feel like, and with the High Priest here, it's interesting. It's like the middle 4 months for you, as you build this energy of happiness at the beginning of the year, as you have this reverberation here, the summertime for me, like the summer solstice always is like it's like a transformation moment. It's sort of the pivot moment for the year, or at least for me, and I feel like that's for a lot of people. We build to the summer solstice, and then the summer solstice, there's a big major turn, and then the rest of your year tends to be from a different perspective. It's like we build to the summer solstice, and then we descend into the winter, I guess, from a more pagan symbolism, but also just that energy that has been built now dissipates into the winter, where it's it's the silence, and then that rebuilds again. And so I feel like it's like when you build to the summertime energy, it's like the summer solstice is this pivot point for you where you're opening yourself up to a, with this Ace of Wands here, it's like you're opening yourself up to a new beginning towards following your passions and your drives, you know. And with Pan there, it's like there's this sort of, and the High Priest is interesting. They're these interesting dichotomies, right? They're actually opposites in a lot of ways. You know, the High Priest a lot is the Pope in some decks as well, the Hierophant and the Pope. And so it's like, you know, you have, on the one hand, you have this like religious dogmatic energy, but then with Pan it's like this liberation and this pagan energy. And so that's an interesting dichotomy to have together here with the new beginning towards your inspirations. It's almost like the summer solstice and the 4 middle months of the year are giving you a new understanding on sort of how to see the world around you. It's like you're finding a balance between the world as you've expected it to be, you know, like what society expects of you with the High Priestess, and then you have the like what the natural your natural instincts are telling you for you of what you need with the Pan there. And it's like you're striking this interesting balance. I would like to pull more cards. I rarely do this in a reading, but I just need more understanding here. So let's get some more cards on what the middle 4 months are going to be like for you. Oh, okay. Oh, don't burn. Okay, so interesting. So what I'm getting from this, let's just move these down a little bit, is like it is this new beginning that's coming. You know, I was feeling this kind of dichotomy between like what the world is telling you need to do versus what you feel you need for yourself. And that's really being reflected here. So it's like the more that you are kind of in this positive feedback loop of the sun. Remember, you are embodying the sun this year, and I do feel that for you. The middle 4 months are going to be kind of a transition point for you. You know, with this 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, these cards, you can see they're reflecting one another, but they're both kind of walking in the same direction here. But the difference is like he's walking in this direction overburdened with all of these wands, and then here he's leaving the cups behind. So it's like, and then with the Knight of Cups, that's telling us that, you know, the knights to me always talk about the movement, like where is the energy moving in the reading. And so with it being in the cups, once again, that's reflected because you had the cups earlier. It's really, what do you need for your own self, your own emotional self? And so the movement that's happening here is you're realizing, you know, with this 8 of Cups, that there are things in your life that don't fit anymore. And the summer solstice, the middle 4 months are going to show you this sort of, it's going to highlight to you all of the things that don't need to be in your life anymore. And you're going to realize that you've been holding certain burdens that you can let down. And those can be as simple as, oh, I'm just doing too much and I actually don't really, like, I'm not interested in these hobbies anymore. And these hobbies are taking up time and there's something else that I'd rather be doing with my life. You know, something like that. It could be as simple as that. It can be as complicated as, oh, these certain friend circles, they don't really reflect who I am anymore. Maybe it's time for me to let go of certain friendships or certain understandings of myself or anything like that. It's like there's a certain level of that kind of thing happening here. And the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands are both talking about how it's an opportunity for a new beginning. as you start to understand things differently, as you start to figure out like what it really is that you want, as you've spent the beginning part of that year being fully in your own authenticity, the middle of the year is giving you an opportunity to then take what you've learned in those beginning months and transform aspects of your life. And there really is this sort of putting down certain things and moving away into something else. And it could be actually moving, you could be doing that. But there's this certain sense of like, there are certain things in your life that you are perpetuating, that you continue to do and to follow, that are you're only doing because you think you have to be doing them because that's what you've learned from society. There are expectations that you put on yourself that you gained from your family or from the world around you of what you think you needed to be doing. And the more that you are in your own authenticity in the beginning part of the year, the more that you start to understand that there are certain things that you are perpetuating in your life that actually you don't need to be doing. And so you're going to be in the position in the middle part of the year to really let go of a lot of things and to really embrace your own needs in a way that maybe in the past you would have been afraid to do because you felt like, oh well, I can't do that because I have to be doing X, Y, and Z because that's what the world expects of me. You're more likely to follow your own things, and this could be like with the Page of Pentacles too. It's like in the physical world, like realizing like, oh, I've been trying to make a career in doing X, Y, and Z, when in reality, I really like doing this whole other thing. And I'm starting to realize that, I would be a lot happier, and it might take longer, but I would be a lot happier following this new path. And actually this new path is much more aligned with who I am. And yes, it might take more time and energy, but I would rather be spending my time and energy doing that than working on this thing that just doesn't fit my life. It's that kind of thing. The middle part of the year is going to give you that opportunity to make those types of transformations. So I'm going to put these here. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the last months of the year, the last 4 months of the year here, which we have the 1JJ Swiss deck. So we have, oh, wow, that doesn't come out very often. The blank card. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's great. And I don't read reversals in general readings just because it's easier not to. And we have the Empress. Okay, wow. Oh, that is incredible. Okay, this is cool. This is a really amazing... Your year is great, by the way. Just in general, this seems like 2022 is going to be a really powerful and impactful year in your life. And I think it's going to be one of those years that you can really look back on and think like, wow, that was powerful for me, I feel that way. And it might be a challenge, the middle part might be a challenge with this transformation, but I feel like it's an inevitable part of your life movement, and I feel like it's reflective of a lot of work that you've been doing before, because I don't think you could get to this beginning part of the year without having put in a lot of work on yourself to take the steps to living in your authenticity in that way, in that happiness. And so as you do that, as you begin the year working on your own authenticity, it gives you the strength and the courage to make a bunch of changes in the middle part of the year. And then the end of the year for you is this new beginning. And like with the blank card there, that to me, it's symbolizing in this reading, it's symbolizing infinite possibility, right? So as you let go of all of the things, the societal pressures, the more, like, as you've been in your authenticity at the beginning of the year, the more you start to see all of these things, these patterns in your life that don't need to be there, and you have the courage to start letting those things go. As you do that, you start to understand that you have an infinite possibility to make anything happen for yourself. And so with the Empress there, she represents divine femininity, and she's normally depicted as being pregnant, and it talks about pregnancy in the sense, I mean, it could be actual pregnancy, but mostly not. It's not only going to be for some people. Mostly it's in a spiritual or mythological sense. It's like creativity, right? Pregnant with a new idea. So and with the Wheel of Fortune here as well, it's like you have the courage and the strength to come up with this new inspired understanding for yourself. And the last 4 months of the year are, it's like this idea is going to come to you, or this thing, this new way of being, this new life, and these new things that you want to bring into the world. You have infinite possibility. And these last 4 months of 2022 are going to give you this complete understanding that you can make anything you want happen, and like the ending of the year, it's like this, the idea that, like, what would you do if nothing was holding you back, right? What would you do if you could do anything? What would you do with your life if money was no object? What would you do in your life if you didn't have to worry about anything? And it's like you're going to be taking those steps in this last 4 months. Like, that's going to be your philosophy for the ending of 2022, is like, well, I'm just going to have the courage to take these steps. Like, I'm going to just try what I want. I'm going to just figure it out. I'm going to just open up to what it is I really want for myself. And, and the cherries, it's like the cherry on top. That's what your year is. 2022 for you is like the cherry on top, right? It's like not only do you have the pie here, or the dessert, but you've got your cake and you're eating it too, right? Like, it's like, that's kind of what I'm feeling for you for this year. The Wheel of Fortune is another one. You've got the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. It's very, very fortunate year for you, pile number 2, and it's like, it's really open possibility, and there's really, the world is your oyster here. And so, as you take these transformational steps, like I said, the year tends to pivot around the summer. And so it's like, you start the year really strong, totally in your own authenticity and your own happiness, and you build that feedback loop for yourself. And then the middle part of the year, you take that energy and you transform, you move. Maybe you physically move. Maybe you're going to move this year. I don't know. It's up to you, obviously, in your life. But there's a journey. There's definitely a journey going on here in the middle part of the year, and this transformational inward, outward journeying. And as you do that journey, you end the year in this sort of infinite possibility phase where anything is possible, and you're totally understanding that anything is possible for you. So anyway, that was your main reading. We've got one oracle card left, and this oracle card, I wanted to be, if one word could describe your year, it's going to be the term on this oracle card. And for you, you have truth. Yeah. So for you, this year is all about understanding your personal truth and not being afraid to follow your truth wherever it leads. And I do feel that for you. And as you start this year, it's like the whole year you're seeing your truth. It's like your truth is your compass, it's your North Star, and you are following it. You are taking that travel, that journey, and it's going to take you through, like I said, the middle part there might be a little bit of a challenge in whatever this letting things go and moving things. But if you're totally willing to follow your own personal North Star through it, it's taking you to infinite possibility, the Wheel of Fortune, a new beginning, a new creative venture, a new understanding of yourself, a total open possibility. So yeah, pile number 2. Sounds like 2022 is going to be a really powerful year for you. So I hope that this resonated. I hope that you liked it. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. If you would like a private reading with me, we can get really detailed about whatever you want. You can find information on that on my website at www.junodrome.com. If you are new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It really does help me out. We're so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. When we do, I'm going to be doing a major giveaway where we'll probably be giving out 2 free readings to different viewers, and I might send some kind of fun mail to somebody or something, or we'll do something else too. So tune in, subscribe, and yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you later, pile number 2. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the pile with this oak leaf, and this is going to be your reading for what to expect from 2022. So this is a year reading. We're going to get into what are the energies, what are the things to expect for the year. So we're breaking up the year into 3 parts. We're doing the first 4 months, the middle 4 months, and the last 4 months. And then we'll have just a general picture of what to expect for 2022. So these readings have been really awesome so far. Excuse me. So I'm really excited to see what we have for you. You chose the pile with the oak leaf, and to me, oaks in general give me the symbolism of like, you think about the acorn, which an oak tree, which becomes this giant, huge tree. It starts as a little tiny acorn. And so it's almost like I'm getting the picture for you that 2022 it could be twofold. We'll see what the cards have to say, but it's almost like this year for you is going to be either you're planting the seed for something that's going to grow into something huge and massive for yourself, or you're starting to see some of the results from the seeds that you've been planting. So it could be one or the other. It's the idea that, things take time in life, but if you're willing to put in the work and to try to make things happen, if the more hard that you work on it, and the more time that you put into something, the more that you will see those results. And I'm feeling that for you. And the quote on the back of this is, "Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience." Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm feeling. It's like patience is huge for you in 2022. Things might be coming in slowly. There could be divine timing at play here, but that's okay. It's like if you are willing to take your time, if you're willing to take the pace of nature, to let things be slow, to let things take the time that they need to take, the more that you're willing to do that, you're going to see results from it. So it's like this 2022 might have a slow pace for you. You might be planting seeds here, but if you're willing to put in that work, like I said, you can make anything happen. You can have humongous, wonderful, mind-blowing things and changes occur in your life. So let's take a look at the first 4 months, January, February, March, April, and those are going to be represented here by the Smith-Waite deck. We have the Three of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. And the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so definitely like there's a little bit of journeying happening here with this Three of Wands, but it's also the imagery of like your ship's coming in, and you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate material abundance, right? But then you also have the Seven of Pentacles, which means putting in work. So it's like you're going to see there's going to be some things coming in the first 4 months of like, I do feel like with this oak, like I was saying, I feel like you have been working on certain things, and maybe you are planting more seeds here too, but I do feel like you've been putting in a lot of work somewhere, with this Seven of Pentacles. It really does talk about, having put in a lot of work and almost being at harvest. Like the harvest season is not quite here yet, but you have been doing the work. You have been putting in a lot of work in some area physically into your life, trying to bring something into your life physically. And with this Ten of Pentacles, it's like there's going to be some stuff coming in these first 4 months that are starting to show you some of the rewards from that. And I don't necessarily think that maybe it's all coming in at the beginning here, but as you continue to have this patience in your life, you are bringing things in, and there's going to be physical signs, from the universe saying like, no, hey, this is working, keep working, keep putting this time and this effort in, because you are seeing the results. Things are happening, because the Three of Wands can be like your ships coming in too. That tends to be the imagery, because he's standing here on the cliff watching the ocean, seeing the ships in the distance here. So it's like waiting for your ships to come in. They're going to come. It might take time, like I said, that patience energy, but the more patient that you are building to this Ten of Pentacles, which is like intergenerational wealth. It's like something massive, and that kind of thing, that takes a lifetime, that takes generations to build. So it's like you're allowing that to be your pace, and you see your ultimate goal. And so you might be working slowly, but you're still working at building this thing, for you and for your family potentially, for something larger than yourself even here. So that's kind of what your first 4 months here, January, February, March, April, are continuing along a pace that I think, you've already been doing since 2021, maybe even earlier, maybe even years, that you've been working on something for years. I feel that. And so, these first 4 months, it's a continuation, right? It's like you're continuing this work that you've been putting in somewhere. And like I said, it might be taking time, but I think you are incredibly patient. And, you might not really like to hear that, but maybe you're already used to that too, And like I said, I do feel like there's going to be signs and symbols here at the beginning part of 2022 to help remind you that this isn't all for nothing, right? You're not just walking in circles here. You're actually making something. You're actually building something. You're creating something. And like I don't think you're going to be finished in these first 4 months of 2022, but I do feel like you're just continuing along. You're keeping it going. You're continuing this building, and you're continuing to build, and you're getting somewhere. I do feel like you are absolutely getting somewhere. And like I said, you might not be at the end of whatever this process is, and there might not even be an end. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be an end, but like that doesn't matter, right? It's like the journey is the destination, right? It's less about where you're going and more about the actions that you're taking to get there. It's like I really feel like you embody that, pile number 3, and that the first 4 months of your 2022 is really embodying that understanding. So let's take a look at the middle part of the year. This is the May, June, July, and August. What are some of the energies after you continue to put in all of this work? You're continuing along on this journey that you've already been down. You've already been down this journey for a while, and you're still waiting for your ships to come in, but it's like you're still seeing the results, and you have this ultimate abundance goal. You have this, building a beautiful world for yourself and for your family potentially. You're continuing along to do that. And your harvest is coming. It's coming. It might take time, but that's the beginning part. Let's see as the year moves on, what is the middle of your year like? We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. And we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of movement happening as well. With the Page of Wands, it's possible that new inspiration will start coming to you in the middle of the month. But with this 2 of Pentacles in particular, there's a need to make sure that that you're not burning out, right? And because I do feel like you're working incredibly hard on making something happen. And so you might be kind of a workaholic sort of a personality, which is fine, And with the Strength card here too, it's like you're a very strong person, maybe a very strong-willed person, And so, you could be kind of stubborn sometimes. And so you have a lot on your plate, it looks like, and you really want to make something happen. And so the 2 of Pentacles is here to remind you to make sure that you're getting a lot of you're balancing things out. As this summer comes in, I feel like there's some renewed inspiration, and maybe a renewed strength that maybe, like I said, it feels like you've been working on something for a long time. And so, as you continue to put in this work at the beginning of the year, maybe you're starting to feel like, okay, well, what's happening? Is this ever going to happen? Is this really working? And like I said, I think there's going to be a little bit of hints along the way to keep you moving. But the middle part of the year, it's like there's this new surge of inspiration that's new here with the Page of Wands, and it's going to renew your strength, I think, and your drive into whatever this project is, or this dream or this goal. And there might be some changes going on too, because the Page of Wands could talk about being at the beginning of something. So maybe you decide to shift something a little bit. You move in a new direction, like not necessarily giving up anything, but I feel like there's going to be there's something new about what you're working on here at the middle of the year. And so with this 2 of Pentacles, though, it's really talking about making sure that you have a strong life balance, right? Like it's good to feel productive, and it's good to work hard. It can be really nice to do that, but at the same time, like you're living your life. And like I said, it is about the journey as much as it is about the destination. So make sure that you're enjoying yourself, in the middle of the year, right? Like it's summertime if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So make sure you're enjoying, summertime a little bit, like if you need to take some days off, take some days off, go on a vacation if you can. If you have the means, take time and energy for yourself to enjoy time doing nothing, make sure you're resting as much as you're working. But I do feel you with this Strength card, you're an incredibly strong person. And so this middle part of the year, I think, is going to be like I said, some kind of there's a pivot where you have a new sense of understanding on what it is you want and what you're working on, and that's gonna, maybe it'll make you feel like you want to work extra hard, and so that's where the balance is coming in of just like, okay, well, if you have this new surge and you work all this harder, just remember to sleep, remember that there's only so much time in the day, that there's only so much ability that you have to make things happen, and so it's going to be really important for you in the summer months, in the middle part of the year, to make sure that you're striking a healthy balance for your work and your life. So now let's look at the last part of the year here. This is the last 4 months. So we're looking at September, October, November, December. How does the year round out for you of 2022? We have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. Okay. We have the 10 of Cups. Okay. And we have the 3 of Cups. Okay, so this is great. I do feel like there is a sense of achievement here at the end of the year. So it's like all of this that you've been working on, it's definitely building something to something. And I feel like by the end of the year, you're going to get a sense of feeling like you've accomplished something, and I don't know what your ultimate goal is. I don't know what it is you're working on, but you're obviously working really hard on making something happen. I feel like the end of the year, you're going to get a sense of feeling like you've made a major headway in this, or you've even achieved what you're looking to do, because we have the King of Pentacles. So, he's the ultimate fulfillment. It's reflecting of the 10 of Pentacles here. So he's the King of Pentacles. He's made it to the top. And, with the 10 of Cups, that talks about ultimate emotional fulfillment. So whatever it is, you've gained a sense of deep emotional fulfillment here. And with the 3 of Cups, it talks about celebration, and not just celebrating alone, but with friends and family and those around you. So the end of the year is going to be very celebratory for you. So as you put in this work at the beginning, you're working really hard on making something happen, and with the middle part, it's like this renewed surge where you feel like you're almost there. I feel like by the end of the year, you're really achieving something. You're really feeling like you've gained a sense of accomplishment, and you feel really emotionally fulfilled in yourself and whatever it is you've been working on. So I feel like, and like I said, about this journeying and stuff, it's like sometimes there even is no destination. It's just working hard on making something happen. And you might be one of those people who, as soon as you get to the end of one project, you're already starting the next one, right? You might be I get that kind of personality from you, pile number 3. And so I do feel like it's important to celebrate this by the end of the year. Like, make sure that if you do finish something, that you're giving yourself enough time and satisfaction where you actually take the time to celebrate something that you've accomplished, instead of just giving in and taking on the next thing without even thinking about it. Like, really take time and energy out of your life to be like, no, I've done this thing. I'm so proud of myself for working this hard and making something happen and seeing a result. And so I'm going to take the time to really cherish that, and to really celebrate my own accomplishments and myself in this. And I'm going to allow other people's congratulatory and celebratory energy to be in my life as well. I'm going to go out with my friends and celebrate my own personal achievements. I'm going to take the time to really enjoy what it is I've accomplished. I feel that for you. So yeah, anyway, let's take a look now and see. I feel like that's pretty much rounding out the year for you, pile number 3. I think that you're an incredibly hardworking person, and that's what I'm feeling for you. 2022 is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be really satisfying work too. And I feel like that's the kind of person that you are. I think you're an incredibly hard worker, and I feel like you feel very deeply satisfied in life when you put in the time and the energy to work with your own life, and I'm thinking like working with your hands, but you don't necessarily have to work with your hands, but you know what I mean? Like, you put in that energy, and then seeing that result is going to make you feel deeply satisfied if you give yourself the time and the energy to celebrate that. So we've got one final card, and it comes from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and I'm using this to have, like, if your year, if 2022 could be put into one word, what would that be? And for you, it is ascension. Wow. Oh, that's powerful. So in this particular deck, Ascension is sort of, it talks about how it's like, it doesn't have to be this like crazy thing. It's like we are always in this kind of like moving on up atmosphere. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on for you. It's like this year is really about sort of, you know, you've put in a ton of work in a certain area, and this could be, you know, this could all be internal work as well. You know, this could have been deep, like spiritual stuff. This could be personal building. And so you're seeing the result of you feeling like you're, you know, you're finally above water, you know? And so it's like, I feel like Ascension for you, it's like this year is really all about, building yourself up and building your world up into a point where you're really kind of, I'm getting a sense of the, we don't have it here, but the world card in tarot, which talks about like this sort of graduation, right? Like you're graduating to the next level. And I kind of feel that for you, pile number 3. It's like you're really moving into something new. You've put in all of this time and this effort into one area of your life, and you're seeing results. And I think that 2022 is really about you seeing those like the physical manifestations of the work that you've put into certain places in your life, and you having the ability to really celebrate that and to be deeply proud of yourself. So that's what I think 2022 will look like for you. So let me know in the comments what you think of it either way. I love hearing from everybody. If you would like a private reading with me, they are available on my website. You can find that at www.junodrome.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. It really does help me out. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to there, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of 2 free readings to 2 viewers, plus maybe some other things as well. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you later. See ya. Hi there, pile number 4, right? Let me check. Yeah, pile number 4. Great. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading for what to expect from 2022. These have been really awesome year-long readings so far. Each pile's been very different, which is awesome. I love to see that. I decided to go with 5 different piles because I wanted to have everybody have a specific a general reading as possible. So this is going to be kind of what to expect from this year for you. We're breaking it down into 3 sections. So we have the first 4 months, the middle 4 months, and the end 4 months. And then that'll give us a general picture of the whole year for you. You chose the pile with this robin's nest, with the robin's eggs. So it's sort of it's giving me vibes of like, well, robins represent a new day, right? They represent something brand new, moving into a new thing. And, you know, with it being a robin's nest and robin's eggs, it's like this year is sort of the incubation of something new, of a new life, of a new way of being for you. That's kind of what I'm feeling of 2022. So we'll look at the cards to get a better understanding. Let's read the quote on the back. Hope is a waking dream, Aristotle. Interesting. So yeah, there's that dichotomy of dreaming up a new life, of a new being, a new way from hope. So I don't know specifically, obviously take this as it resonates, but you may have been having some challenges in this year or in years past. And 2022, it seems for you, might be the building of something better. It could be the beginning stages, dreaming up something different, and then taking that dream and turning it into reality. 2022 might be all about thinking up something different for yourself, of moving into a new way of being, of dreaming up something new. So let's take a look at the first 4 months here. These are going to be represented by the Smith-Waite deck tarot. We have the Justice, the 7 of Wands, okay, and the King of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so this year is starting out very strong for you, and I think that it's sort of, I do get the sense that you've been through challenges and potentially you're going through challenges now as you're watching this. And take this, like I said, take this as it resonates. But with the 7 of Wands, it can talk about being stuck in a challenging situation, but finally coming to the moment where you're moving out of it. So it's like for whatever energy has made you feel stuck in the past, has made you feel like you're in these battles or these struggles. You're finally, in the beginning parts of the year, you're finally able to start tackling some of those things. You're able to understand things better. You're able to move out of different things. With the King of Swords, it can talk about having a sense of clarity and learning how to cut out things that are distracting or are not fitting. Right? Having a clear mind and a clear head to say, okay, wait, this thing in my life is not here for good. I would like to let it go. I need to cut something out. Or it can talk about like having a clear thought. So, I'm starting to see my life from this perspective now, or I'm starting to see that there are certain patterns in my life that I'm continuing, and maybe those patterns are not so great for me. And with the Justice card here, it can talk about striking a new balance, learning how to have balance in your life. So maybe you've had situations, like I said, the Seven of Wands can talk about, it's very similar to the Five of Wands, but where the Five of Wands, it's all of these people who are battling and none of them are getting out on top. The Seven of Wands is finally coming out stronger. Coming out of it. And you're still in the fight, but you're coming out the other end. And so with that Justice card, it's like the first 4 months are going to be this sort of energy of you understanding sort of what it is that has been bringing you down and getting a better picture of it and learning how to strike a new balance in your life, learning how to really, really take stock. And with the Justice card too, it can talk about a reflective energy as well, really reflecting back and thinking, okay, well, what are the things that haven't served me well, right? What are these things that are perpetuating in my life that actually don't fit anymore, and how can I move out of those things? And the King of Swords is here to help you with that too. It's like the first 4 months of 2022, are you really getting a new clarity on your life and on your situation? And with that Seven of Wands, it's like you finally have the strength to start moving out of certain things, and you're questioning aspects of your life and things that are in your life, and you're really questioning whether they need to continue, and you're seeing patterns of behavior and thinking that you might have, and you're starting to take on a new perspective and take on a new balance, and learning how to move in a different way. There is that energy of really starting to see what these problems or these issues are and start to face them head on. Start to say, like, I don't want to be stuck in these things anymore. I am ready to move out of them. I don't want to be in this pattern anymore. I don't want to feel this way. So I'm ready to start taking the actions that I need to take. The Seven of Wands can be a very action-oriented card too. I'm ready to start taking these actions to bring a new balance into my life. So let's take a look at the middle part of the year. So that's the first 4 months. It's the first 4 months. To really summarize it, it's this energy of really reflecting on what is in my life, good and bad. Like, let's take good and bad off of them. Let's just look at everything that's in my life, and I'm ready to start sorting through it and letting things go. It's like spring cleaning. I feel like it's like a mental spring cleaning. It might be a physical spring cleaning too, like I feel that, as the first 4 months, because it ends in springtime. This is January, February, March, and April. I do feel like there's a sense of that spring cleaning energy in this. And I think it's like a mental spring cleaning too. It's like really taking stock at everything that's in your life and letting go of the clutter. With that Justice there too, it's like a balance, letting go of the mental clutter. What are the things that you keep thinking over and over again that just don't fit in your life anymore? What are the thought patterns that you feel like you're getting stuck in? The first 4 months of the year is really kind of sorting through that stuff and letting go what just isn't fitting anymore. So now let's look at May, June, July, and August, kind of the summer months. And this is the Herbal Tarot. We have the Seven of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Temperance card. So you have the Seven of Wands again. So that's crazy. Whenever that shows up in a reading twice, it's just like really important message for the reading, but it's like it's continuing along that energy. So you're still in the the fight, and you're still coming out of it, right? So it's like this. I think that's your theme for the year too. Is like, what is it that I'm ready to move out of? I'm tackling all of the demons. I'm tackling all of the issues that are present in my life, and I'm ready to change. You know, I want to all of these things. I'm ready to move away from them. I'm ready to move into a new place. The Temperance can talk about that too. It's very similar to the Justice card. This is interesting. Um, I mean, you know, it makes sense, right? There's not that much difference between times of year, right? Here, we're just the delineation between beginning and middle is a little arbitrary, and I feel like it's the same energies. So this really is. It's like this work that you're doing, it's continuing along here in these middle months. And with Temperance, it's like as you've started to do that at the beginning of your year and you're starting to take stock of what's here, what's not, what do I want, what do I don't, I'm ready to balance my life a little bit with that Justice card. Temperance is like, oh, okay, well now let me see these things that are present. You know, can I change and transform those things? Temperance can be about that transformation. What are the things that are present in my life that I can mix together and create something new out of? So, you know, it's the kind of I take that adage of like, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So where can you make lemonade in your life? And so the middle part of the year is going to be this journey of you, you know, as you continue this struggle to let things go, to move out of these patterns and situations that you've been present in, as you work towards transforming your life, you're going to start seeing new opportunities to change things in your life and to change certain situations that maybe, you know, you've thought are one way, but actually could be something else. And the Four of Cups can really talk about that as well. The Four of Cups is sort of, you know, there's this person who's focused on these three cups that are here, and they're not really happy with them. But the universe here is trying to give them this fourth cup, and they're not even paying attention to it. So it's like the middle part of the year is going to be, as you've been working on sort of sorting things out and doing that mental spring cleaning, you're opening yourself up to start seeing what's present in your life that's actually positive. And so, you know, maybe some things that you haven't even been paying attention to that are present in your life, you'll start to see and realize like, oh, I actually have a lot of tools at my disposal that I didn't even realize. Like, oh, there's actually certain things about my life that I really like that I haven't even been able to pay attention to because I've been so focused on all of the things that aren't working. And so it's like the more that you keep this mental spring cleaning up at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year is going to free up your mental space to start seeing some of those things that are present in your life that are actually working. And so it's you're continuing that fight here. It's like this journey is this sort of, I don't know if battle is the right word, but it's like a my mind, I'm getting this sort of like power montage or something, you know, like um like I'm just thinking about like the movie Mulan. I don't really reference Disney movies very much in these readings, but I'm feeling that a little bit, you know, where they're like they got that power montage where they're like um you know, they're training and they're training on learning how to fight, and like, you know, the beginning of the song they don't know how to do it, and the end of the song they know how to do it. It's like 2022 for you is like a training montage. So obviously, you know, we're not going to montage over the whole year, but if you were to, like, if we were to look back on your year in 2023 and you wanted to do an action montage where you've got like a song and dance as your training, like this feels like 2022 is very much you're like doing this spiritual training, you know, where you're like really you're moving through aspects of your life and starting to tackle things. And it's like maybe now, right now, currently in 2021, you've decided like, okay, you know what, I don't want to stay stuck where I've been. And so it's like 2022 is like you devoting your year to doing some deep personal growth, psychological, emotional, spiritual growth, and so it's like that energy is continuing here. It's the beginning of the year and the middle of the year are both devoted to this journey. Like, okay, I'm gonna improve myself. I'm gonna improve my life. What do I need to do? what do I need to move in? What do I need to move out? And it's like there's this communication with the universe here as well. You know, with the Four of Cups, it's like the universe is wanting to connect with you. And so there's going to be opportunities in the middle part of this year too, if you're willing to pay attention to them, for the universe to work directly with you, with your guides or with spirit team or however you want to conceive of it, or just with the universe itself. There's it's like you don't have to be alone in this journey, you know. In your training montage of a year, there's something particular about the middle part of the year that's like giving you an opportunity to start seeing that it's like you're not in this alone, that there's help from the outside, that wants to help you through this journey. And the Temperance card can talk about that too, a little bit of sort of like that balance of building in something new for yourself from what's already existing. So now let's take a look at the ending part of the year. We have 3 cards here, from the 1JJ Swiss deck. So this is going to talk about September, October, November, and December, the final 4 months of the year. We've got the Valet des Épées, which is the Page of Swords. We've got the Death card, and don't worry about the Death card. It's not as scary as it looks. And then we have the 10 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so as you round out the year, you're really in a new your final. It's like I was saying, you know, it's like this with the robin's egg. It's like the gestation of something. By the end of the year, you're ready to finally transform into the new thing. And I think it's, you know, it's like the year for 2022 for you is going to be a lot of work that you're putting in on yourself, and you will see results by the end of the year. Because with the Death card here, the death isn't dying, it's talking about transformation. It's about change. It's about a new beginning, moving into something else, the end of a phase of your life and the beginning of something new. And so with it being that card here, it's sort of like it really is this energy of transformation, moving into something brand new for yourself. And with the pages talk about new beginnings as well. And so it's in the Swords, which is in the mind. And it's cool. You started with the King of Swords and you're ending with the Page of Swords too. So it's really like talking about the continuation of the journey, right? That we're always building, we're always growing, we're always moving. And so as this year ends out, all of the tremendous work that you put into yourself and into your mind in particular, you know, this could be, I'm getting a lot of energy from this reading of sort of, you know, you might even consider going and seeing a therapist or something like that and going to counseling. Like that could really deeply help you. I've been to a counselor many times in my life, and let me tell you, it's incredibly helpful. Just so you know. So it could be actual therapy, but it could also just be, you know, watching a bunch of YouTube stuff. But whatever it is, it's like what you've done, you've put in a lot of work on your mind, and now you have a new beginning with the Page of Swords. And so this new chapter that's starting into your life is really going to be all about, you know, having a more open way of thinking, you know, letting go of anxieties, letting go of negative self-talk, and really, you know, starting out in a fresh, you know, new way of thinking about the world and about yourself. And then with the 10 of Wands, that can talk about being overburdened. And so I think that it's like, now that you've done all of this work, you're ready to apply it in a way that you wouldn't have been able to see before. And so the end of the year, you're really starting to see like all of the things that you're holding on to, that you can finally let go of, right? All of the societal pressures and all of the things that you're carrying in life, that maybe you don't need to. And so the end of the year, you know, with this Death card, it's like this transition. You know, by the end of the year, you're going to start to understand that there are certain things in your life that you are ready to let go of. There are certain situations and things that maybe, you know, you don't need to do anymore. And so as you do this work to change and transform yourself, you'll be in the position by the end of the year and starting 2023 to move into something new. And you know, all of that work that you put in, you know, will be able to apply to that new start, which is really powerful. So overall, I think that this year, 2022, you know, I think it's going to be it's like what you make of it. But if you're willing to put in a bunch of work on yourself, you will see tremendous results, and it's like growing leaps and bounds, and really, coming into a new way of thinking and a new way of perceiving the world. And that stuff takes time, and so it's like really give yourself the time to do that, right? Like I was saying, those montages we see in films, it just takes a few minutes to watch somebody completely transform. In real life, it takes a lot of time and energy. But ultimately, think back on a year. Like as we end 2021, think about how quick in a lot of ways that went. I know sometimes they seem like years go on forever, but at the same time, when we look back, it can seem like, wow, that was just instantaneous. And so it's sort of like, there's this opportunity, even with this own reading that you're watching, as you walk into 2022, there's an opportunity for you to say, well, what can I do with a year? If I'm really going to, like, what if I were to take 2022 and just completely devote it to my own personal growth and my own personal healing? And, what if I made that my goal for 2022 and I made that my priority? Like, what would happen? And I've done that in my life. And let me tell you, it is helpful. I would say the year 2020 was that for me. 2019 was like a real low for me. And so the end of 2019, I just made a deal with myself. Like, I'm going to what I'm going to work on is myself, and that's going to be it, and it worked, in a lot of ways, like totally transformational. So I invite you to look at 2022 in that way of like, if I were to completely devote myself to my own personal healing and growth, what would that look like, and how would I do that? And what are the journeys I need to move down? What are the things I need to move away from? What are the thought processes I need to change for myself? And am I willing to put in 100% work into that, or not even 100%, just like, am I willing to put in the work to make those transformations happen, and what would that look like? So anyway, we've got one final card for you, pile number 4, and that's from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. And what I've done for all of these readings is, if we were to take 2022 and put that into just one word, that word would be this oracle card. And so for you, that word is, well, it's a couple words: honoring your energy. Yeah, and I do feel that. Honoring your energy. So I feel like that's the hugest thing, and we kind of touched on this in this reading, but what 2022 for you can be, if you're willing to put in that work on yourself, is honoring your own energy. It's being totally present with yourself, moving through the things that you need to move through, being totally and completely there for yourself, no matter where you are. Like if you're going through, a rough patch, instead of just trying to pretend like it's not existing or not look at those heavy things, being there, 100% present for all the things that you need to move through, all of the emotions that you need to have, all of it, just being 100% present and there and willing for yourself. And by doing so, you really do have the opportunity to completely transform and move into 2023 from this place of being totally open to a new beginning. And there is this new beginning energy for you here. So like I said, don't be afraid of any of these changes that are coming in. If you're willing to take the time and the effort to work on yourself in this, you really are opening yourself up to something beautiful and something new in a really wonderful, open way. So anyway, pile number 4, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from everybody. Yeah, if you would like a private reading from me, please feel free to visit my website at www.junodrome.com. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help. We're going to be doing a huge giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So if you subscribe, that gets us closer. We're almost there. Going to be giving away 2 free readings and maybe some other things as well. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, pile number 4. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading. So, this is going to be your reading for what to expect from 2022. What is the year going to look like for you? We will take a look at the cards and kind of get a big picture here. I've broken down these readings into 3 different parts. So, it'll be the first 4 months of the year, the middle 4 months of the year and the final 4 months of the year. And then at the end, we'll get kind of a good recap going on of what to expect. So you chose the pile here, pile number 5, with this. What do they call these? Snow peas or something like that? Like what, the bells, some kind of flower. And we have some rain going on, but it's like this. I'm getting the that what is that? April showers bring May flowers, right? Like maybe that's going to be your theme for this year, or it's potentially the springtime might be a powerful moment for 2022 for you. But it could also be sort of that energy of sometimes there are difficult things that happen, but then those difficult things bring serendipitous, interesting, beautiful, wonderful things as well that maybe needed to have some challenging things occur in order to create something. Oh, it is a blessing in disguise. It could be a little bit of that energy as well. So what does the quote on the back say? If one truly loves nature, one finds beauty everywhere. Vincent van Gogh said that. So there's a potential too of there being like beautiful things all around you, and it's just up to you to understand and to look at those and to see the beautiful things that surround you. So let's take a look at the first part of this year and get a good picture. So the first 3 cards for you come from the Smith-Waite deck, and we have the death card. So be careful. Death doesn't mean just death. It means transformation. So I don't mean be careful, but don't be afraid. I'll talk about it in a second. We've got the 4 of Swords, and we've got the 9 of Cups. Okay, so there's a big story here. Interesting. So the death card, like I said, it doesn't mean dying. It means transformation. It means moving into something new. So it means kind of the end of one cycle and the birth into something different. And especially with the 4 of Swords here, which talks about resting, needing to rest. And we have the 9 of Cups, which can talk about, kind of going it on your own for a little bit. And so it's like the beginning of this year of 2022 as it's coming in, there's definitely this sort of, I feel like it's going to be a moment for you to really take a step back from being very active in life and start to be more, take a back seat to certain things. I feel like it's going to be a moment where maybe you've felt in the past where you've been very public in a certain sense, like you've put yourself out there a lot, or you've going out all the time, doing social things all the time, being going and going and going and over asserting yourself. I feel like, and so with the Death card and the 4 of Swords coming in, it's like you have this big giant life transformation almost in the first part of 2022 where you really start taking a step back and really focusing, I think, on your health, on your personal well-being. With the 9 of Cups, sometimes I use that as a self-love card. So it's like, really starting to take the time to nurture yourself. That's a big thing for you. So I feel like the beginning of 2022 is going to be this huge opportunity for you to rest and recuperate and start nurturing yourself in maybe a way that you haven't done before. And so, as this year starts, I think that there's a huge opportunity, like I said, to really rest and really regain your strength in many areas. Maybe you've been through something really challenging and really difficult. Maybe that's what you're going through right now or in the recent past. And so there's a deep importance of healing that's being communicated in this too. It's like the first 4 months of 2022 can be a really great opportunity for you to heal in many ways, and sometimes healing is really difficult. In the sense that if we're feeling really hurt or really broken in certain aspects, we might want to be out there and putting ourselves out there. We might want to be active and doing things because we feel like we're supposed to be doing that, but we physically can't. We mentally can't. We emotionally can't. And so, there's this deep importance of you to give yourself that self-care. The first 4 months of 2022 could be a really important moment for you to care for yourself, to really be there, to really like ask yourself, well, what is it that I really need? Do I need to take a step back right now? Do I need to be alone? Do I need to nurture myself in a way that I haven't been? Do I need to let go of certain friendships and have a bit of a hermit lifestyle for a moment while I regain my sense of self and really take a breather, take a rest? Have I been pushing myself too hard? And maybe I need to slow down and sleep more and care for my body a little bit. Like maybe I've been overextending myself, and so there's this deep energy of nurturing yourself and healing yourself too. It's like this is a great opportunity for you um, to let go of maybe some of the internal things that have been pushing you too hard. Maybe you've been pushing yourself a little too hard, and so this is this moment of pause and reflection that's coming in where you can slow down. It's okay to slow down. Maybe you feel like you have to keep a certain pace, and this is a beautiful opportunity to slow your pace down, to really tune into yourself again in a way of like, well, what is it that I need now? And it doesn't matter, maybe I'm in a completely different place now than I've been before, and you know what, that's okay. What is this moment calling of me? What does my being and my body and myself need now? And it's okay, whatever that is. I can be open to what my body and my being and myself needs to heal in order to recuperate and to be in a place of healing. So I do feel like the first 4 months for you is this beautiful opportunity of healing and rest. And so you might be slowing down a bit in the first 4 months of 2022, and you might be not doing as much as maybe you feel in the past or you felt in the past you've needed to, but that's okay. It's like sometimes we need to do nothing, and that nothing is actually called for sometimes. The energy of stillness is deeply important, because it's like there's a certain energy of catching back up to yourself, and healing. So let's take a look now at the second part of the year. This is May, June, July, and August. What will those look like? And remember, you've had this blessing in disguise here, right? So April showers may be bringing May flowers. Let's take a look. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. We've got the Three of Wands. And we've got the King of Swords. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so, with the Page of Pentacles, that's a new opportunity coming in here. And it's a new opportunity in the material world. And you look like this woman is gardening here. She's planting these new flowers. And so I do feel that it's like, if you give yourself the time and the space to heal at the beginning part of the year, then as you move into the middle of the year, there's a little bit of growth here coming from it, and you're starting to bloom into something new with the Page of Pentacles. And with the Three of Wands, I can talk about maybe a potential opportunity to travel, to go somewhere. We can also talk about internal journeying, and your ship's coming in. So it's like you're going to receive the benefits of the work if you allow yourself to take some time off, to really take some time off, really take some time to heal, really just take a moment of pause at the beginning of the year. Then as you move into the middle of the year, you'll have the energy and the capacity to really do some of these things that maybe you wanted to do, that you just actually just don't, you don't have the energy for right now, and then that's okay. Like I get the sense that at this moment, as you're watching this, if you're watching this before 2022, if you're watching this as the year's going on, then obviously take it as it resonates. But I feel like as I'm recording this, which we're in the end of 2021, I feel like you're in an energy of depletion, and so it's like you really do need to take some time to regain your energy, and that's going to take taking a step back and really resting and nurturing yourself. But if you do that, then you'll be in a position by the middle of the year to really take a step forward into doing something different. And with the King of Swords here too, that can talk about a new frame of mind, a new perspective, and a cutting away of things that no longer serve you. And those can be internal things too, of cutting away of perspectives that no longer fit. Allowing yourself to transform into something different, allowing yourself to think about life and think about the world in a different way. The middle of the year, as we move into the summer solstice here in 2022, that's going to give you this opportunity of a bright new perspective. I'm seeing, especially with that Three of Wands, which can be your ships coming in. It's like you'll start to see it's like a new frame of reference and a new beginning here too with that Page of Pentacles. Physically in the world, there's like a renewed sense of energy maybe that you haven't been feeling. As you allow yourself to do this deep healing, you'll start to see that there's new opportunities available to you, that there's new ways of moving through the world available to you, and new opportunities. So that's kind of what the middle 4 months are. The summertime is going to be this. There's a lot of optimism in the summer, and spring and summer, I feel like, are going to be very open, very optimistic times for you. There's a lot of this bright optimism energy coming in for those summer months. Let's take a look at the end of the year now with the. This is going to be September, October, November, December. We have the Page of Wands, which is another new beginning card, which is great. The Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. Yeah, those two cards are very, very similar. That's great. And then the Queen of Swords, which is very similar to the King of Swords. Okay, so as you do that work, right, in the summer, as you start to see these new opportunities, and you do have a new beginning starting, the end of the year has an even bigger new opportunity for you, and it's going to be this renewed inspiration here. With the Ace of Wands, it's a very inspiring card. So in the Page of Wands, it's like you're ready to start a new journey towards your inspirations. So renewed creativity, renewed passion, renewed drive. There's a new idea that comes in, and especially the swords talk about ideas. So to have the Queen of Swords here as well, there is this new perspective. As you allow yourself to transform and have a new perspective at the middle of the year, the end of the year brings in a brand new idea. There's this new vision. There's a new creative venture or a new project or a new thing that maybe you didn't see coming, that comes in at the end of the year, that brings you into something that you're really excited about. And it brings you the opportunity to really follow your passions and your drives, and something like truly it feels like very out of left field, and if you really devote time at the beginning of this year to heal and to do nothing, you're going to be rewarded by the end of the year with this vigorous, inspired action, so that you'll be able to do a lot. And I feel like the beginning of 2022 feels very, very slow and gentle. And then as you transform and move through the middle of the year, by the end of the year, you're going to be very go, go, go. And you'll have the energy. It's like a renewed energy and a renewed vigor to create and to move and to do things and to bring things in. It's like you move into a new renewed sense of energy that maybe you feel completely lacking at the moment, or at the end of 2021. I think you feel that you're lacking that. But it really does take devoting to healing, right? Really devote your time to resting. Really, really, really take the time to slow down at the beginning of the year. And by doing so, you'll be rewarded by the end of the year to have this beautiful renewed energy and renewed vigor and renewed inspiration towards life. And so I do feel that, like, April showers bring May flowers. You might that you might feel like it is, a burden to have to take the time to rest. But I think that it's a deep blessing in disguise, where, it gives you the opportunity to really heal, so that you can springboard into this renewed vigor, renewed sense of energy that comes at the end of the year. So anyway, pile number 5, that's going to be my reading for you. But before we end it, I have one card left for you from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and what I've done for these for all the other readings is if we were to take 2022 and put it into one word or one phrase, it would be the one that's written on this card. And for you, it is struggle. Okay, interesting. So struggle is like, it's a really cool card. It doesn't mean that you're going to be struggling. It just means like, it tends to be all about the idea of what are the struggles that are in your life that you are perpetuating, and what are struggles that are present in your life that you can let go of, right? And it can talk about the idea that a lot of times we we tell ourselves that there are certain things that we have to keep doing, and we're stuck in this loop and this pattern of struggle because we feel like it's what's needed. But it's like sometimes we can really take a look at that from the outside perspective and start to see that this is a pattern that we have, and we can start to ask ourselves, well, is this pattern, are these actions, is the way that I'm thinking about things? Because for you, I do feel there's a perspective transformation here. Am I thinking about this in a way that is perpetuating a sense of struggle? Or am I allowing this struggle to end and to move on into a new way of thinking and to move on into a new way of being? And I feel like 2022 is bringing you the opportunity to transform the way that you perceive your life, and the way that you perceive the things that you have to do, and versus the things that you want to do. And so, I think that there's a big opportunity to let go of maybe certain personal expectations that you've been putting on yourself that maybe you don't need anymore. And that, by doing so, by taking the time to really let go of certain things and let go of pushing and really just allowing that rest and that recuperation, it allows in a renewed sense of understanding, where you're finally getting out of the struggle, right? Where you're finally just allowing, you're finally just allowing yourself to be, and whatever that needs to be in this moment, and sort of forgiving any kind of past understanding, and starting to come into a new perspective and a new way of being. And I think that 2022 is a wonderful opportunity for you to really take that to heart and to really do some deep healing. And maybe you've been hurt for a long time in certain areas. Maybe there are certain things that you've been holding on to for a long time, and this may be a wonderful opportunity to just move through certain things, and to meet yourself with this deep self-love, so that you can be from a place of calm and healed energy, moving forward. Yeah. So anyway, pile number 5. That was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help. We're getting super close to 1,000 subscribers. When we get there, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of 2 free personal readings from me, so that'll be great. And then if you would like a private reading from me, they are available on my website. You can find information on that at www.junodrome.com. Anyway, pile number 5, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See ya.